Hello, my name is Patrick Moore.
And I'm Marlisa McLaughlin.
Welcome to Health Buzz.
Perspectives on natural healing. So I'm a yoga teacher, and I thought it'd be fun to start the program today with a little breathing exercise and get our spines elongated and our lungs nice and open. So how do you feel about that, Patrick?
I think we all could use it.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay,
Right before
so
our show.
let's just roll the
relax.
shoulders.
Okay.
Just roll the shoulders back a little bit. You guys out there in TV land can do that too. And then just feel the weight of your hips wherever you're sitting, on your couch or in a chair or at your computer desk. And lift up through the crown, rising skyward. And just inhale through the nose, nice and deep, all the way down into the base of the belly. Hold for a moment. And then as you exhale, navel to the spine and just let the crown rise skyward. Better? And another time. In through the nose, down to the belly. And exhale, but keep the upper carriage nice and lifted. I always think of my lungs like balloons, and they're floating my body upward, so the rest of my body can use the force of gravity and keep me nice and connected.
One more time.
One more time. And exhale. So,
Well, thank you, Marlisa. That's a nice way to start any kind of a program.
Thank you,
I feel
Patrick.
much more relaxed. Folks out there, my name is Patrick Moore. I'm a naturopathic doctor, nutritionist. I've been teaching nurses at Yale New Haven Hospital for the last 13 years on ways they can cope better with stress, be more productive, be healthier. And so the theme of our show, our program, Health Buzz, it's a program dedicated to bringing our viewers cutting-edge news in the world of natural health and healing and ways that we can all improve ourselves in terms of our health status, aging gracefully, and hopefully not prematurely aging. Health Buzz is also, our program is dedicated to exposing and challenging some of the health myths, accepted dogma, and conventional wisdoms of our American medical system, and show you why it's so crucial and vital to keep an open mind. For those of you who saw our last show, we demonstrated that for 50 years, the American government and all our health authorities have given us wrong advice on dietary cholesterol. All those guidelines are changing. Whereas we were fearful of eggs and foods with cholesterol, that science was completely misguided. So it was a really good show, and I think that you might have we got some nice comments from some of our viewers, right?
Yes, we did. Thanks so much. One of our viewers from Charleston, Rhode Island said that the very next day she went out and she boiled a whole bunch of eggs, and she had stopped eating her eggs, but she was inspired, so she had an egg diet the next day. And then this was an email from another viewer who was an actual yoga student of mine, and she said, I sent her 2 videos, the interview we had with Tom Santos about medicinal mushrooms, and then our first Health Buzz show, and she writes, these are great. Thanks for sharing them with me. When does your show air again? Have you thought about discussing candida overgrowth in the body? Excuse me. I've been struggling with this for several months and have been controlling it with a diet change and some herbal supplements I found online. I would like to know more about it all. Your doctor friend is very fascinating. I can't wait for the next show. That was great. And then another comment was, I absolutely loved your show. Cracking the eggs on your head was a great way to end the show. And speaking of egg cracking, some of the viewers also asked me whether or not you were ready for that egg cracking ritual.
Well, we had talked about it beforehand in terms of doing something dramatic to really symbolize that we were cracking the myth. And although we had talked about it, when it actually came to that point, I had kind of forgotten. I didn't think you were going to go through with it, so I was a little bit frozen.
But you did it.
I did, but I think I was sort of in a dream world. Am I really going to crack eggs over my head? But
on TV.
I think it did. I think it did well. And as I said, my hair was really nice for the rest of the evening with all those egg nutrients.
It was great. Awesome.
So, well, listen, we have an exciting show for all of you today, and we're going to be exploring the exotic and the mysterious yet highly therapeutic world of essential oils. What are essential oils? Well, we have a professional expert here who's going to go into more detail, but essential oils are often referred to as the soul, heart, and life force of aromatic plants and flowers. They provide the plant with its particular signature scent, and all of those oils are crucial with all the nutrients they have in them to help the plant prevent diseases. Now, they've been used for thousands of years, every culture, every part of the world, and they're considered a unique branch of herbal medicine. And if we go back, think about the essential oil in the Bible with the Magi, the three wise men. What did they bring baby Jesus?
Frankincense and myrrh.
Frankincense. And frankincense is known with the medical community now as boswellia, and many orthopedic surgeons actually are using it, and naturopaths like myself for inflammation and pain. So, I mean, those folks but way back there had a lot of wisdom, didn't they? And we've got a lot of catching up to do. But from a scientific standpoint, scents, aromas, oils, they've been through numerous studies that have been shown to influence the biochemistry of our nervous system, our physiology, affect our well-being, and actually influence human behavior. No longer are essential oils relegated to this alternative medicine world, because up to 100 hospitals in America are employing and using essential oils for a variety of therapeutic reasons. And in fact, even in the farming industry, where antibiotic resistance is becoming epidemic, where 80% of all antibiotics are used actually on livestock, cattle and poultry, a lot of farmers are switching to essential oils. In fact, one major farm corporation that has 140 farms and feeds 9 million chickens a year with feed, has switched completely to 2 essential oils, oregano, which helps to kill bacteria, and then cinnamon oil, which is also used as an antiseptic, but helps to grow beneficial bacteria in the poultry. So they've had no resistance from any of these bacterial strains to the oil. So this is becoming a big mainstream industry in hospitals. So I'd like to welcome Sarah Laub, our special guest. Sarah? Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Have a seat. Oops, let me get my microphone so I don't trip.
Sarah's a wellness consultant and the executive director of West Hartford Chiropractic Wellness Center. She has academic degrees and studies in anthropology, peace and conflict studies, organizational leadership, and mind-body medicine. Mind-body medicine is an investigation into the ways in which our physical, mental, and spiritual health is health too, is so deeply shaped by our culture. She educates the patients in her clinic about essential oils and spends most of her time working with other healthcare practitioners to show them how to incorporate them into their own practices. So welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. We need essential oils today.
Yeah.
It was one of those days. Did you use essential oils on your drive up?
I did. We had a very trafficky drive up, and I was nervous because I was going to be late, and I hate feeling like that. And now I know I have something I could turn to. I had a car full of my essential oils, and I just put on some lavender, which I'll share with you guys.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Right now, it's
Thank
very
you.
relaxing.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
deep breathing didn't cut it for me today. I needed about 10 breaths.
But the deep breathing really changed my life when I'm a very high-strung, naturally kind of person. I'm going to just put a little bit on your pulse points on your wrist. Take a smell of that.
Oh, no.
Sarah, what's the difference between a perfume on the pulse points and an essential oil?
Well, the idea is similar, but the idea, it's better if I speak to the essential oils. Putting it on the pulse point, and there's many points on the body that are wonderful to put the oils in terms of circulation, it going into your body. For instance, here on our wrists, we have these veins, and it's a place, there's many spots on our body, also the arch of our feet where there's those veins you see. There's great places to get the oils into the body, but anywhere you put it on your body is wonderful. And it depends if you like the smell or not, then you want to put it closer to your nose or your neck.
Behind the ears?
Yeah, behind the ears. There's some oils, we'll talk about that later, that are sensitive to the sun, so you want to hide them somewhere that are not exposed to the sun.
Interesting.
Well, essential oils, I mean, how did you get involved with them? I mean, what spiked your interest in essential oils?
I will say that I'm one of these people, I'm very sensitive to toxins. And I cannot be around perfumes. That's why I couldn't really speak to perfumes.
Yeah, fragrances, artificial.
Yes, all kinds of
Yes.
artificial
Chemicals.
chemicals, cleaning agents, perfumes.
It could be toxic, right?
Just
Very
fumes
toxic.
on the road. Yes, they are toxic. And I was I'm just very sensitive. Anything spicy would be way too spicy for me. I'm highly sensitive. And one day I walked into a friend of mine, a chiropractor's office, and Dr. Allie Mendelson, and she had these oils diffusing in her office, and I was overcome by the fact that I could smell this beautiful smell and not have these terrible side effects, which is what I'm used to. And not only did it smell good, but it just made me feel great.
Yeah.
So I inquired, what on earth is this wonderful thing? And that was the beginning of my education about not only the wonderful smells of essential oils, but the therapeutic value.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that. It was, and I've just been blown away. And it really fits into what we're trying to do in the chiropractic office, which is to educate people about natural solutions, about using the wisdom of our bodies and the wisdom of the earth.
Nature, all the power we have in nature out there.
Exactly.
I was reading where our nasal cavity has 50,000 receptors. I mean, I just can't even imagine that. And all these oils coming in scents and odors and things like that can have just an amazing effect on changing our behavior.
Absolutely.
Influencing behavior.
Absolutely. And there are studies that have shown
Yes.
that how it affects our nervous system, the essential oils,
Yeah.
when they enter our body.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say, I want to go ahead and start sharing some oils, but I
Good.
want to tell you something. Since you spoke about the nose,
Yeah.
I will let you.
Oh, you're gonna have something special for my
Right.
50,000
Well-
receptors.
Actually, you're gonna get them all through your receptors. So we're gonna
okay.
go more in the order
Okay.
that we have some slides. So in the beginning, we have got the relaxing oils we were going
Okay.
to discuss.
Yeah.
And
So this is for people who may be under, anxiety, stress, which is most of America,
yes.
and calmness of mind and things like
Yes.
that. Okay.
And lavender, which I showed you before, that's an essential oil that most of us are very familiar with.
Universal
It's
oil.
put in everywhere
Yes.
nowadays.
And
The
people
quality
recognize
varies
it,
a lot,
too.
doesn't it? Because there's a lot of artificial stuff and mixed.
Yes.
It's really important to get
It's very
a real-
important, and that's a big issue for me. Like, I would smell lavender things and have the same reaction because it's so toxic. The idea is there are some essential oils that have much higher quality than others, just like anything.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to look for, if you're using essential oils, you want to discuss with your naturopathic physician or your chiropractor or anyone who's
Essential
an
oil expert.
Yes, anyone
Like
who's
you.
an expert in the field, to be sure that you're using something that's as pure as possible.
Yeah.
Because that will greatly affect the therapeutic effect.
Okay.
And especially the whole idea of essential oils is we're trying to get the toxins out. It will defeat the whole purpose if we're using something that's filled with, like many essential oils are, filled with.
Do you want to see one of the lavender slide first, or?
Sure, we can
I'll
show
go
the
to slide
lavender
one
slide.
for the lavender, since that's the universal oil. It's such a beautiful plant, and
So many
flower,
aspects
and
to it,
there's
too.
so many healing qualities to it.
Looking at the slide right now makes me think about an explanation about essential oils and how much it takes to make a small bottle of essential
Okay.
oils. You would need 30 pounds of these flowers,
Yeah.
for instance, to make
So we're finished with slide one now. Okay.
So,
How
for
much?
instance, for a bottle this size of essential oil, it would take 30 pounds, a lot of flowers to.
I've read that for rose oil, it takes 60,000 roses to make 1 ounce. 60,000 roses for 1 ounce of it.
It's
to get that
huge.
essential
Yes.
oil.
Yes, and there's essential oils made from trees and made from things that you wouldn't
Seeds.
see so much oil. Like, for instance, we all are familiar with when you're eating a lemon or an orange,
Oh, yeah.
how there's oil in the skin, how you
Yes.
can stick your fingernail in and it'll spurt out.
So how do they get the oil out?
There's a few main processes. One is the steam distillation, and then there's the cold press. So the citruses are generally done with the cold press system, and all the other things are steam distillation.
Well, let's go to it. I want to get as many of these oils applied
Okay,
to me
so
as possible.
we already tried the lavender, and I want you to just smell. This is chamomile.
Oh.
Now, both
Do we
these
have? Do you want to
oils-
see slide two?
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
slide
right.
two
we can
for
show the slide of chamomile, and meanwhile, I'll let the host smell the chamomile.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
also very
Okay.
relaxing.
And
And this is a wonderful combination to put in your bath. These
now there are
relaxing
different kinds
oils.
of chamomile, right? German and Roman
Yes,
that
there's-
I've heard of. And Roman is the chamomile that's used for anxiety, and that's at least that's what I've read. I'm not. Yeah.
all the chamomile are very
Very good.
calming and
Okay.
relaxing. And as long as we are, and we also have a slide of vanilla, which is also a
Okay,
wonderful
slide three, the vanilla. Yeah,
relaxing
beautiful.
element that we have in nature that everybody knows.
Well, vanilla,
so
I mean, it's
popular.
everyone's favorite ice cream. And what I found fascinating about vanilla is that it has this calming effect, but it has the closest aroma and fragrance to mother's milk.
Yes.
Mother's milk.
That's
it's
amazing.
incredible.
Speaking about mother's milk, sorry I interrupted you.
I'm good.
I just wanted to say something because that reminds me of something I wanted to talk about, which is my very favorite thing about these essential oils. And that is that I teach a lot of classes to patients and parents groups and in other doctors' offices. And the most satisfying feedback I hear is from parents who tell me with tears in their eyes how I've changed their relationship with their children just through the oils, because I suggest in the classes when kids aren't feeling well, there's many oils that can help the regular aches and pains. And we happen to have Carlina here, Patrick's daughter. Come here, Carlina. I want you to sit on Daddy's lap. One of the things that I talk about is even just the nightly ritual. How many of us, we're running around like crazy, our kids are wound up. At nighttime, we're all exhausted. We just want our kids to go to sleep. We're more tired than they are usually. So a wonderful
That
thing
would be good because she doesn't like to go to sleep.
Okay, there you go. So give me your feet. A wonderful thing that I teach parents to do with the essential oils is to give them a little foot massage. No, relax your feet on my legs.
Oh, that's so interesting. I massaged my babies for the first 4 months every day. And I see such a huge, and they're both sensitive to touch, and just in certain smells, and the almond oil that I used, if they catch a waft, doesn't that feel good? Brings you right
So
back to
important.
your center, doesn't
How
it?
does that feel? And that's just, imagine what a wonderful way to end the day.
Yes.
That you're putting your hands on your kids, you're not on your phone, you're not focused, you're not doing anything else but focusing on your child and touching them.
Beautiful.
And we all know
Ritual.
how important touch is. It is definitely one of the least studied senses, but it's extremely important. As you said, what you did was just the most wonderful thing you
That
can
was
do
the best
for
thing I
babies
did for
is
their
touching
immune
them.
Now, Sarah,
system,
does-
everything.
And it's
just-
wonderful for us. We're also releasing serotonin when we're doing that. And
Sarah,
getting
does
the
that
effects of
essential
those.
oil it's fat soluble, right? So it goes right through the skin.
Yes, it
Yes.
goes right through the skin, and because our cell walls are lipids, it is actually penetrating the cells.
And also because there's such small molecules, right?
Yes.
The molecular size.
And that's why it works so rapidly. because
Exactly.
It's just
It's
biodigestible,
unbelievable.
right?
It didn't make sense to me how fast the oils work until
Okay,
I saw it
Carolina,
again
thank you
and
very
again.
much for helping
Thank
us
you,
out.
Carlina.
You're welcome.
Don't fall asleep on the way back.
Yeah. That was nice. Okay, so now talking
Yeah.
about relaxation. And
But I
everything like-
actually had a question.
Yes.
Because I had forgotten, it was sort of lodged in there with the vanilla. And do you use the vanilla for mothers who are having trouble lactating to stimulate if they can't?
I actually do not work with vanilla. I don't have an essential oil of vanilla, but I would always refer those questions to a lactation consultant.
Oh, okay.
What I have to suggest are the oils that are just because they're relaxing. They can help.
that
A
will
lot of
help.
times mothers are so stressed, the oils can relax you in such a way that I could imagine it would help with letdown.
Right.
So in that way,
Okay, and as we were
Okay.
saying about relaxation and stress, energy, things like that, the medical community has been doing study after study now on essential oils. And I wanted to show our audience slide number 4, please. Okay, this was Vanderbilt Medical Center, the emergency department. It was an observational study with essential oils, and this is with doctors, nurses, paramedics. And what they decided to do is to diffuse some specific selected essential oils into the emergency room for 30 days and make observations of pre and post by the doctors and nurses in terms of how it affected work-related stress. Before, you had over 40% feeling stressed, but afterwards it dropped to 3%.
That's
Remarkable.
amazing. That's just
Feeling overwhelmed, which you can in an ER, emergency department, from 25% down to 2%. Able to handle stress, only 13% were able to handle stress at work very well, but it went up to 58%. And energy levels, dramatic. That the doctors and nurses perceived that their energy levels could go up over 100%
There's that
in
perception
an
again.
environment like that. So, in essence, the conclusion of this, that the potential of essential oils to affect so many health conditions is remarkable. So thank you for that slide. Yeah.
we also were going to talk a little bit about aches and pains and the essential oils. and awareness. Well, let me
Yeah, well,
just to
aches,
double check
pains,
that.
things like that.
A wonderful oil for aches and pains is wintergreen, for instance.
Oh, wow.
Do you have anything aching, hurting you right now that's exposed? Either of you? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put a drop of essential oil in my hands.
I'll find someplace right now.
I always associate wintergreen with gum, chewing
Yeah.
gum. And you know, this is bringing back these childhood memories, and we were talking about the receptors.
Yes. Yeah.
I found it fascinating to note that
Oh, wow.
the sense of smell actually penetrates in the brain and activates certain parts of the brain
Absolutely.
than other senses. So that's why we get these floods of memories, and most of them connected
Yes.
to the earliest childhood memories.
Yes.
Exactly. And
And that relaxes you
exactly.
most often.
And that's another way that we're getting the oils into our bodies through our skin and also
Also
breathing
inhalation,
them. Yes.
And I can feel that working immediately.
feel that? It's
yeah,
amazing.
I can. I didn't
Wow.
expect
You
that
didn't
to
have
happen.
your shirt on. I
Well,
put some on you.
Oh, okay.
I'll put some on the back of your neck.
Nice.
It's a wonderful feeling. Wintergreen it's a natural analgesic. So some of the medications that we use are coming from the same, this is.
It is a wonderful benefit about being a host of the show.
I was reading
get
your
these
mind.
massages by pretty women and essential oils, feeling good. I have so many oils coming into me now.
What did you have next there?
So
Oh,
let's
what's
see
that?
what we have.
This is a diffuser. I'll show you real quick. Speaking about breathing in the oils, this is a wonderful way to get the oils in our house. Oh, the wintergreen. We did wintergreen, so we might want to just show.
Okay, let's
a
see
little picture of wintergreen.
slide number 6. We'll see wintergreen just to show you what we just went. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh my God. What a beautiful plant. Are those berries on it, or is that
I don't know
What kind of
what
berries?
that slide is.
beautiful? Okay, thank you.
And those leaves.
So now we're going to memory, energy, alertness, things of that nature.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about, you just spoke about memory, and one of the interesting things, like you said, I don't know if you've ever heard that when you're studying for a test, if you smell something, then if you go to the test and bring that same scent, it'll
Yeah.
help you recall what you were
Yes,
studying
I've
when you were
seen those
smelling
studies.
that.
Amazing.
It's a cheat sheet without the words.
Exactly.
I mean, even at our school in New Haven, I know one of the administrators was handing out peppermint to all the students.
Okay.
Yeah, all the students peppermint before their exams.
Okay, so peppermint, I'm going to have you guys
Yeah, well, I
smell
love
some
it.
peppermint.
I love peppermint.
Each of you, I'm going to have you put out your hand, and
Patrick, right in there.
now I'm going to have you rub your hands together. I'll show you in a second exactly what I want you to do.
Okay.
Now this is just one drop. This will also show you how incredibly concentrated this oil is. You're going to rub your hands together and cup your nose, but not your eyes, because peppermint's very strong, too strong for your eyes. And breathe in
Wow.
slowly but deeply. You can really feel it.
This is how we should start our show, with those 3 breaths,
And,
and the oils together.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because it not only clears the passageways, but peppermint is
feel
very
it.
exhilarating.
Invigorating.
It's very
You
awakening.
can feel
Yes.
it immediately.
Right?
It goes right down the spine.
Yes.
It really wakes everything up.
I keep peppermint in the car because I often have to drive in the evenings and
Wow.
I get tired early and I really need the peppermint. Really helps me to stay awake.
So it's a
That and
great
a jalapeno
Christmas gift
pepper.
for a
Yeah,
truck
that's too strong for me.
driver.
Yes, great for truck drivers.
So that's a
now.
peppermint, and we also have,
And also for
that's the cinnamon.
cinnamon, also is a
Could
wonderful.
we see the next slide, slide 7 for cinnamon, please? Yeah,
That's another beautiful.
and they extract that from
affirmation.
the, actually the bark. I mean, that's where
Yes,
they're
that's
getting
from
the
the
cinnamon
bark.
from the bark, and then make the oil from the
Now
bark.
smell this cinnamon. I'm passing
Okay,
around the
thank you.
cinnamon.
Thanks for the
That
slide.
sounds a little,
Now that really smells quite like a hot cinnamon.
yeah.
The cinnamon that we know is actually cassia, which I also have another oil of that.
We're good with the slide, thank you.
Cinnamon, and these oils are wonderful for waking up, and also wonderful, funny enough, all these oils, and also ginger for all kinds of stomach issues. It's the kind of thing, this is nothing new. We've known for centuries how these things help our stomach and help all these different aspects that we've been discussing. It's just convenient now for me that I have them in these essential oils. I don't have to go out to my garden to get some peppermint. I don't have to go to the
Especially in the winter.
grocery store to get the ginger. Yeah, and it's it just makes things very convenient. Plus,
Yeah.
because they're so concentrated, it makes them very powerful.
And
Okay.
easy, so easy to use and accessible.
Yes.
You
so
know
easy to
where, if
use.
you know where it's located and you have something that's like arnica in my house for kids that have a bruise. So now they can just jump right into an oil and
Yeah, and it's funny with the kids, the kids very soon when the oils are introduced to a house, the kids come to the parents. Mommy, I think I need some of
Right?
this. I think I need some of this. Yeah.
oh, look how much fun this is.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Nice. So now we go on to female issues.
Oh, yes.
Can essential oils affect?
A wonderful issue for
mysterious
a wonderful
female.
issue. A wonderful oil for some female issues is clary sage. It's also very calming. It can calm our moods during the month.
It's so subtle, the way you would want somebody to approach you if you were having female issues.
Yes. Well, I actually have heard stories of mothers that chase their teenage girls with the oils around the house when they're too obnoxious to kind of calm them down.
Now, there was an interesting study I came across that I had given out to a number of patients from Germany. Germany has a great medical studies on essential oils,
Yes,
and
they're
they're
way
one of the best in
advanced
the
in that.
country, in the
Yes.
world probably. But it showed that sage could have a 50% reduction on hot flashes. 50%, just by taking sage, whether it's in tea or diffusions of oils. It had such a phenomenal effect.
These
What-
oils really balance our
Yeah.
system.
Do we have a slide of sage? Don't we have a
That's
slide?
number
of the
8,
sage?
or slide 8. Oh, was that?
Oh, clary sage.
I didn't know what sage looked like, but it's,
That is beautiful.
how much time?
2 minutes.
Okay, beautiful. So we're down to the last slide, slide number 9, jasmine, and we're going into aphrodisiacs.
Oh.
So the main thing about aphrodisiacs is that we need to be relaxed. Us busy parents and working individuals know that we're quite stressed out by the end of the day, and there's nothing that can make us more in the mood than to be relaxed.
Yes.
And you have a wonderful story about jasmine. I don't know if we have enough time to share that.
Quick.
I don't think we do. We better
No,
get
we
right
don't. We
down
better
to
get
it.
down
What's
to
that
it.
What
one?
are some of the oils?
Some of the
that-
wonderful oils for that are jasmine and ylang ylang, patchouli. Smell
Is this, which one is this?
This is patchouli.
I've always heard of patchouli. The ylang, it's ylang.
Ylang ylang.
I know that's from
There's quite a
Indonesian. I found out what that translates to. Flower of flowers, because it has one of the sweetest scents. In fact, it's actually used in the legendary Chanel No. 5.
Ah.
So, but I like this.
And this is another one, a wonderful aphrodisiac.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And we have 1 minute left. Let me.
1 minute left, and then I'm going to let you smell this is a
So
mix of ylang ylang and patchouli.
How fast do these things, aphrodisiacs, essential oils,
an
how
extra
fast do
check
they
back.
work?
That's ylang
you know?
ylang.
Oh, here
Oh
comes
my
some
goodness,
soup.
you're
do
drinking it. You want it to work
I'm
real
so
fast,
sorry.
don't you?
How fast does this stuff work?
Well, the way
Right
you're
away.
drinking it.
Right away.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Good thing we're leaving pretty soon and going out for a drink. We're going to have an experiment afterwards to see how far.
We're
You're
gonna-
going to have to send me home early, I
Yeah, we're
think.
going to see what happens to you later with all these aphrodisiacs, and
Holy
it
cow.
absorbs right through your skin, right?
I did this before with something else. So,
Catch right in. You're not
Sorry.
embarrassed, are you?
not that
That's
much.
funny.
Sorry. So that
been
we don't
wonderful
have time.
being here.
It's been great having you. We don't even have time to do anything more than
We'll have
just
to do
say
this
thank
again.
you and
We'll have to do this again, and have you back, and to do more
Love
of these
it.
oils.
I love
for
it. There's
more
so many more.
health
There's so many more.
applications.
And catch us next time. We're having Professor of Sociology, Gender and Sexuality Studies, Kathleen O'Reilly. We're going to talk about what characterizes a healthy, intimate relationship, and we'll probably have to
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
we'll bring some
bring this
Yeah.
one open. Thanks for joining us on
Thank
Health
you very
Buzz.
much. Thank you, Sarah.